Hey guys, how's it going? CoderMan here. In today's video, I want to give you 5 things that I hate about the GT4, and I almost said M3 because I still have that in my head. But yeah, I want to do 5 things I hate about the GT4, and then I'll be doing 5 things I love about it right after that. So hopefully you enjoy these 2 videos. I know it's been a while. I've had a lot going on. I'll be doing a video on that pretty soon. A lot of good news with our family as well as business. But for now, let's get into the 5 things that I do not like about this or hate. Now, one thing that I hate is the paint, and I don't mean the color. I absolutely love the color. It's exactly what I wanted. But what I mean is, and I don't know how well it's gonna come through, but there's paint chips up here where rocks actually hit the front of the car, like pretty much right here, and skip right up. So I need to have a new PPF done on this, as well as a paint correction. But in looking through the forums and talking to other Porsche owners, they told me that Porsche paint is actually very soft. So it will chip easily. It just, you know, it is what it is. Obviously you want to wrap the car, but yeah, that's the first thing that I hate about this is the paint, simply because it's never going to look as good as it does right now. So the next thing that I hate about my particular car is the brakes. Now, I'm not sure what the previous owner had for brakes on this, but they squeak like crazy, and I'll actually roll some footage right now. So yeah, you can tell that it's pretty squeaky. I've ridden with people and asked them if they can even hear it, and they can't. So maybe it's just me, but you know, it's obviously audible. Previous cars never had it, so I notice it. I'm sure I'll get used to it at some point. It does not have carbon ceramics. I thought it did. My previous video, I mentioned that it might, but I wasn't positive. People corrected me in the comments, and I appreciate that, letting me know that you know, it in fact does not have carbon ceramics. It just has squeaky race brakes, or maybe even just stock. I had thought of changing them, but then a good buddy of mine actually told me simply that you can't just change the pads. You'd have to do the rotors as well, because the bedding is going to be different. So we're just going to roll with squeaky brakes until it's time to replace everything. And I guess it's just a characteristic of this car. So if you're not new to the channel, you know that I love my exhausts. And truth be told, this car is extremely quiet. You know, in the grand scheme of things, of course, the M3 was super loud. I get it. This is a V6, so that was a V8. You know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different sound, you know, the intensity and such. But even in just cruising, it's just not super loud. I've seen Fab Speed and a couple other people, you can get something for it, make it louder. Not sure if I'll do that, because it's not a V8. I don't want it to be, you know, obnoxiously loud. For right now, I mean, you know, let me go ahead and start it up real quick and just show you, even sitting, it's just not loud. So let me go ahead and put the parking brake on so I can throw it into... I mean, I'm not going to call that a hate, but it is hilarious how loud that is. Let me just get this into neutral so I can get the car started. I mean, it's not quiet by any matter, but it's definitely not the M3, which, like I said, maybe that's not a bad thing. It's just different. Me personally, I just prefer louder exhausts, so I'm gonna have to do something with it and see. But let me go ahead and shut the car up so I can actually talk. Now, this next one is my car specifically because it was an option, but the person that ended up speccing my car didn't do it. And that's any sort of let me shut the door real quick. That is any sort of a stereo that you could actually use. I got FM, let's not get a content hit. You know, I've got basic Bluetooth, but in order to actually listen to anything, and what my son and I had to do coming from Colorado to not go crazy with, you know, static in the Midwest, is I ended up having to go onto Amazon and buy this Griffin, like, I don't even know, $5 or $10 Bluetooth module that actually, it's really hard to see, but there's actually right here, there's a 3.5-inch jack. And, you know, it is what it is. I mean, obviously this is not a car that is supposed to be an entertainment thing, but there was a, I think it's PCM or something like that. I don't remember the acronym, but where there's a navigation and everything. The one thing about the navigation with the GT4 is it ends up putting basically a little bump on the roof. So a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't spec it that way. But for me, it's just hilarious because, you know, I just don't have, you know, really any controls outside of, you know, AM, FM. One thing that's cool from this is it does actually identify the station, you know, but other than that, I mean, it's kind of annoying simply because I like music, I love listening to music, and I always have to run my phone, which usually just sits right there. But like I said at the beginning of this video, these are gonna be things that are, you know, annoying to me, or maybe my specific model, or sorry, my specific car, but it, you know, they're little things. Overall, I absolutely love this car. It's fast, it's fun, I can't wait to track it. I've been so annoyed that, you know, tracks just aren't open yet. I get it, there's a lot more going on than me being able to track my car. Don't want to make it sound like that. It's just, you know, I got the car and I'm really excited to bring it to a track. Hasn't happened yet, but, you know, we live with it. Now the last one is just funny. You know, it has a cool key, you know, it looks like a little Porsche. It's also paint matched, you know, it looks great. But with the M3, had a thing called comfort access, which is I could actually just touch here, or I could pull the handle and the car would open. It also requires a physical key on the left side. For those who aren't familiar with Porsche, goes on the left side of the steering wheel, and that's for its race heritage. It's on the opposite side of the shifter. So what ends up happening is you come up to the car, you're ready to go for a ride, you go and yank on the door, and you basically face plant into the car like some sort of a comedy routine, because what you really have to do is you have to actually unlock the car. And again, I know people are going to roast me in the comments. It's, you know, it's not a car that needs that kind of stuff, but it kind of is, right? This is just basic stuff that people get used to, and, you know, whatever. This doesn't have it. I live. But I mean, let's end this video on a good note and just take a quick peek at the interior. I'll be doing a more in-depth video on it, but oh my God, these carbon seats. This is right here is why I drove to, or sorry, flew to Colorado and drove 2,100 miles so that I could get this exact spec. Bonus round, one more thing that I do not like, and this is a serious one, is actually pulling out of a road to come do this video. The visibility on the right side, I don't know if it's the angle of the mirror or maybe the way that the pillar sits, you know, you just, there's not a lot of visibility back there. I ended up almost sideswiping a truck. Fortunately for me, he saw me. He slowed down, he honked his horn, he was pissed, I was scared. That'd be something that when you test drive a car like this, make sure that you understand the visibility restrictions. And that's something that I'm also gonna have to look at for being on the track, just to make sure that I have full range of visibility when I'm actually, you know, tracking this car and don't want to slam into a wall or another car. So that's all I got for this video. I appreciate you guys checking it out. It's a really fast one. I have a little bit of time between projects, so I figured I'd hop out here, get a ride in, and also make a video, because it's been almost a month, and I really appreciate the continued support. The subscriber base has really been growing, comments increasing, all good things. I'm not doing my end of the bargain by not creating content. So I'm starting with this video. Once you see it, I'm going to be actually uploading at least on Wednesdays like I was before, and possibly another day during the week. Haven't quite figured out what it'll be. But if you stayed this long, I want to know in the comments if you want me to bring back the business series, because I have been getting messages on Instagram, but I just don't know if these people are actually following me or not, and I don't really want to waste my time. So let me know if that's something you guys want to see. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button if you like the car or you like the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.